What's going on? It is Monday, and this is 3 reasons why I wanted to leave church and 3 reasons why I won't. So I grew up in a typical run-of-the-mill evangelical church. I remember many arguments about what kind of music should be played. Heck, I remember being a part of some of those arguments. Me personally, I don't think I have any more patience for any sort of discussion around dress code. Many of my friends who I grew up with at church have left church, and if I'm really honest, I'm often sympathetic to the reasons why. To make matters worse, I remember honestly thinking to myself, I don't know very many churches that I would feel excited or comfortable bringing non-Christian friends to. But despite that, there are ultimately some really good reasons as to why I still stay connected to the body. This is 3 reasons why I would have loved to have left church. Number 1, I was really tired of preferences that I just don't think Jesus really cared about, like type of music and dress code and all of these other things. I mean, this was just a personal one. I don't expect this one to relate to very many people, but I had a hard time kind of feeling like the long hours I was giving really had good purpose behind it. And I guess lastly, I found good, loving, accepting community outside of the church, and so if that's kind of the only reason why I was at the church, like, I'm kind of finding it in other places. If there's one thing that I learned, it's that I was really good at complaining about the church. If there's one thing that I learned kind of in the last season of my life, is that I got really good at naming the imperfections of the church. And I just think it would have been way too easy to kind of stay in that sort of cynical place about church. And so this is 3 reasons why at the end of the day, I will be there. Number 1, on a very base level, Jesus wants me to be there. I'm sorry to say, it actually is commanded that we stay in community with one another. And I don't know how you can actually read the New Testament and actually live out any of it if you're not in community with people to actually live it out with. Number 2, I've met really real people who live very Jesus-like lives. And the way they live out Jesus gives me enough hope to think that this can actually be a normative lifestyle. This can actually be a normative way of living. Our normal can be living out Jesus. And thirdly, this is one that's deep to my heart. I have a hope that we can get past this baseless religion and actually go into life with Jesus. But here's my bigger issue. I just don't think it takes faith or courage to just sit back and complain about the church. And I just think faith and courage are 2 things that Jesus demands out of my life. And I'm not blind to the shortcomings of my religious past. I just think it takes more bravery to become the change that you want to see in the environment around you. So this could actually be a real learning moment for us. What is it that actually keeps you attending church when it's those days where you really don't want to go, or those days where you're just very fed up with little things that happen? So come on, community, let's talk, and I will see you next Monday. Is it okay for Christians to eat halal meat? And my quick answer is yes, almost always. So what is halal meat? Nick Early from the BBC writes, halal is Arabic for permissible. Halal meat is that which